Welcome to the Big Blue live watch along. Sydney FC Melbourne Victory, just a couple weeks out from Christmas, summertime here in Australia, Christmas time, and a big football match we are set to witness tonight. Two of the biggest teams in the A-League. We're rocking the Santa hat, and we're ready for this one tonight. This is a game that is important for both sides for different reasons. Melbourne Victory keen to keep their unbeaten run going and push towards the top of the table. West City Wanderers picked up a win, which lifted them top. It's getting heated already towards the top of the ladder. Sydney FC, it's been an up and down campaign for them so far. Ufuk Talay has come in, and it's, 2 wins, 2 losses, of course, for Ufuk Talay, who has, I think we've already seen some improvement from Sydney FC. But tonight, if they get a result away to Melbourne Victory, it would be a massive achievement. I think for the Sky Blue squad, which is still figuring itself out, finding its best lineup. And there has been some changes for both teams, in fact. But Sydney FC have some major inclusions, which we will discuss. Of course, this game is set to kick off in just under 15 minutes, but there is another game going as we speak, which I'm watching in front of me. It's Newcastle Jets, Perth Glory in the A-League, men. And Glory are up 2-1, which is big. Which is big. Again, you just can't predict anything in the A-League. Newcastle went to Wellington and picked up a massive 3-0 win. And Wellington were top of the table. Perth Glory, who have been struggling, they currently sit in second bottom, are leading away to Newcastle Jets. It's been a pretty entertaining game overall. And we're almost doing like a live watch along for the last 15 minutes of that as well. So it's almost a double watch along. Good to see Val Hoon in here, as well as Tan Lee. I hope you guys are going well. And that's right, Val Hoon says, looks like Glory winning this one via the Jets. It's been a fascinating game. I mean, the Jets were definitely the better team in the first half. Glory didn't have too much going forward. Apostolos Stamatolopoulos getting his 7th goal in 7 games for Newcastle tonight from the penalty spot. And Perth Glory just came out with a bang in the second half, scored within like a minute. Adam Taggart. And then a terrible back pass it was Clayton Taylor who gave it away for Newcastle, and Stefan Koldkowski capitalized. So that game still has 50 minutes to go, man. So anything can happen there. So it's kind of exciting having these overlapping games. I mean, we'd rather not have them overlapping, obviously, so we can fully digest each game individually. But we know that this is happening because of the new policy around the summer heat, and of course, they have to do this. We want safe playing conditions for the players and referees, officials, everyone. So no kickoffs before 3 p.m. I believe it is. No more kickoffs before 5 p.m. I should say. The 3 p.m. kickoffs are gone. Peter, good to see you here, mate. Says Kolikowski making Zadkovic looking silly now. Yeah, I mean, what a turnaround, right, for Stefan Kolikowski, who I think that was his 3rd goal of the season already for a guy who. Did he play a single game last season, Stefan Kolikowski? I don't recall him making a single appearance. But he's on the score sheet once again tonight for Glory. I've got a fan pumping about a meter away from me from the right. If you guys can hear that in the microphone, let me know, and I will make adjustments. I just thought I'd check that just in case, you guys are constantly hearing this just fly past. So warm day here, broadcasting from the central coast of New South Wales. Hope you guys are staying safe and well wherever you're tuning in from. And cheers for joining me, man. Thanks for joining me for this one. I greatly appreciate it. Good to see Troy here as well, who says, hey, Lockie. Love the hat. Thank you, Troy. Of course, we're going to rep the Christmas hat. Says, looking forward to this one. I am as well. Can't hear it? Well, that's good. That's good if we can't hear the fan. Trying to stay cool. Trying to stay cool here, man. But it has been a very warm day here in New South Wales. And hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend so far as well. It's been a pretty entertaining round of A-League so far in the A-League main competition. 2 games last night. Western United won a game. We can talk about that. Winning 2-1 at home to Brisbane Roar, which was a big result considering that, 6 consecutive losses to finally stop that losing run against a good Brisbane Roar side. West United, and they did it late too. Josh Risden showing up late and pulling out the backflips as well. Toxin's good to see you here as well. And great second half for Glory. Indeed. They've really come out with a spark. Alan Stajic. It's a crucial time for Alan Stajic, Perth Glory coach, because the team isn't playing well right now. They're not getting results. And the halftime talk has clearly inspired the team. Youngster Daniel Benny's coming on for the Jets as we speak as well. So 2-1 with 12 minutes to play. I mean, this is a massive 3 points if Glory can hold on, because it was actually Simon Hill who mentioned it in commentary on the broadcast a bit earlier. He said that Glory's last away win was against Central Coast Mariners 14 months ago. Over a year since Glory's last away win. So this is pretty historic right now if Perth can hold on to this result, which is happening as we speak. If you're just tuning in, about 10 minutes until kickoff in the Melbourne Victory Sydney FC match. Big Blue, one of the biggest fixtures in the A-League season. Two of the biggest clubs in the A-League. It has to be said. I don't think you can argue with that. Two of the biggest clubs in the A-League. And two exciting lineups that we've got here as well. Feel free to drop your predictions in the chat for this one as well. Curious to see what you guys think. Of course, I did my predictions video earlier in the week, and I am backing Melbourne Victory for a win, as I imagine most of you guys would as well. Simply because they are playing much better football at the moment. Melbourne Victory, the squad is a bit more cohesive and consistent in terms of their lineup. And Sydney FC, again, they're like, even though Melbourne Victory should win tonight, there is a part of me that has a feeling that Sydney FC could show up and put in a big result. And I think it's probably because we saw a similar thing when the Sky Blues went away to Adelaide a few weeks ago and won 5-1. You just don't know. They could show up and turn it on. Joe Lolly is a guy who, if he's playing well, if he's in the mood, will score a couple of goals. And it could happen tonight. It could happen tonight. Troy's going for a 3-1 victory. I could see it happening. I could certainly see it happening. I think Sydney will get on the score sheet tonight. I think you look at Lolly, you look at Gomez, you look at Caceres and Mac. Caceres back in the lineup tonight. There's goal threat there for the Sky Blues. Let's talk about those lineups, actually. As you can see here, these are the lineups that we've got on the screen, and formations are roughly what you see here as well. A rough 4-4-2 shape, more of maybe a 4-2-3-1 if you like, when the teams are in attack. Huge inclusion for Sydney FC at the back. Jack Rodwell returns from injury. It's a massive boost for the Sky Blues, who have missed the central defender the whole A-League season so far. He was superb in the Australia Cup, which of course Sydney FC went all the way to the final itself and won it. He was crucial to that success, that cup success for Sydney FC. And he's joined alongside, of course, Gabriel Lacerda. So it means Jake Goodwood-Reich, he retains his place in the starting lineup, but shifts into maybe a more natural midfield position alongside Luke Bratton. And I'm curious to see how that works out. Two maybe more defensive-minded midfielders there for Sydney FC. So Corey Holman drops out. And it's Anthony Caceres, who is the other player returning. He is replacing Patrick Wood alongside Fabio Gomez. Of course, Caceres more of a midfielder, so expect him to drop a little bit deeper. Fabio Gomez as well, still just a 1 A-League goal so far, right? I mean, he is a guy who's just needs a goal just to really kickstart the season. And he showed what he's got. He scored 2 goals off the bench in the Australia Cup final. And he's got, he's tall, he's strong, he looks fast. He just needs to get himself involved in the game a bit more. I'm curious to see what Fabio Gomez does tonight. And let's talk about Melbourne Victory. And as Tarnley says here, I've got a feeling Bruno might grab a brace. Well, I'll tell you what, wouldn't be surprised if it happens, because this guy is in incredible form. Let's talk about Melbourne Victory and Bruno Fornaroli, because, of course, Bruno Fornaroli, once again, 4 goals last week against Western Sydney Wanderers. Just incredible. Just incredible what this guy is doing this season, scoring goals for fun, and looks unstoppable. It's a bit scary, Bruno Fornaroli. When he's in the mood, he knows where the back of the net is. 11 goals in 7 games to kick off the season is just phenomenal. And surely he's going to find the back of the net once again tonight. But look, for Melbourne Victory, aside from that, it's a pretty consistent lineup. The one change comes on that left flank. Ben Falami into the side to replace Nishan Velupale. Tony Popovic before the game saying that Falami had been training well. So he had a bit of an interrupted preseason, but back into that starting lineup. So expect the wingers to change sides at times as well. Arzani, who has been showing promising signs, Daniel Arzani, would be keen to get on the score sheet tonight in this Big Blue match. Jake Brimmer retaining his place in midfield alongside Ryan Teague, Ryan Teague has been great so far this season as well. Of course, Zinedine Machach, I'm going to keep an eye out for him in this game. Of course, we should mention these two teams played in the opening round of the season. Melbourne Victory winning that one 2-0. Goals to Fornaroli and Machachis, that front two, that caused havoc last time around. Troy says, great to see Rodwell back. Sydney need that experience at the back. It's going to be, look, it's a massive boost. It's a huge positive, and it gives Sydney a huge chance in this game. Jack Rodwell, on his day, I think can be one of the top defenders in the A-League. We know the experience that he has. And when he's fit and firing, he's a fantastic player, Jack Rodwell, and he'll be a much, a very valuable replacement jumping in at the back there. I say replacement. It's not quite a replacement, is it? He's the first choice there at Sydney FC, of course. Perth Glory, Newcastle Jets. It's still 2-1 to Perth Glory, and that game has just ticked past 83 minutes. Of course, the Big Blue itself, kickoff just moments away. So I'm gonna flick over the games. I need more screens. We need more screens in front of us. I'm sure you guys who are multitasking with all the different matches that are happening all at once. Of course, a couple of games in the A-League Women's tonight. Melbourne Victory defeated Canberra United a bit earlier. They had the two games at Amy Park tonight, both the men's and women's playing, which was great to see. But in the men's, team's set to come out of the tunnel as we speak. Melbourne Victory, their first home game in, I think it's been 5 weeks. Pretty long run. Of course, we had the international break since then as well, haven't we? Sky Blue's wearing an all sky blue kit, which is quite rare to see. Sky blue shorts. I guess it makes sense that they would do that, to maintain the big blue branding, right? It's the big blue after all. Team's coming out of the tunnel. And it looks like a pretty healthy crowd as well. Building at Amy Park. The Northern Terrace, full of Victory fans. Dude, people often ask me who has the best fan base, or the biggest fan base, maybe, if you like, in the A-League. And the answer is always Melbourne Victory. I mean, just look at the fan base they have, man, and how dedicated they are. But aside from that, I mean, if you just look at the numbers, it's Melbourne Victory, right? They get the biggest attendances. They have the biggest membership base. So it's not surprising. Melbourne Victory. Ben Falami. I'm sure he'll be hungry to put in a good performance tonight, man. He's sort of been not out of favour. I can't say that because, he's been coming off the bench pretty much every week, Ben Falami. But Nishan Velupale has been favoured for most of the season so far. But it could be a big night for Ben Falami, chasing Gary at Broxham. Broxham's back on the bench. That's a big piece of news there. Broxham's back on the bench for Victory. Connor Meades, Fabian Monge, Eli Adams, Franco Lino. Plenty of options there. Experienced options as well. They're on the bench for the home team. The Sky Blues, not as much experience on the bench when it comes to Sydney FC. They have been favouring the youngsters a bit more this year, which is good to see. Taking a bit more of a youthful approach. Jake Girdwood-Reich has been playing every game so far this season for Sydney FC. And I'm sure we'll see some of those youngsters off the bench for the Sky Blues. Mitch Glasson, Zach De Jesus has started a couple of games this season. Jaden Kaczarski also returns to the side. That's a worthy player to mention. Jaden Kaczarski, who scored a couple of goals against away to Adelaide a few weeks ago. He's a guy that, if Sydney are chasing the game, if they're struggling to break down this Victory defense, which can be very tricky to break down at times, Jaden Kaczarski is a good option to bring on to provide something different. He's a guy who loves to take defenders on. And he could be key tonight for Sydney FC off the bench. So keep an eye on him. Patrick Wood also on the bench as well. So there actually is good options. There are good options there available for Sydney FC. So I got to keep an eye on the score in the other game. Feel free to let me know what's happening in the other game as well if you're keeping an eye on that one. Newcastle Jets, Perth Glory. The last I checked a few minutes ago, Glory was still leading 2-1. 89th minute, still 2-1 to Glory. Dude, this is huge. It's a big, big, big result for Glory if they can hold on in the final moments. They've been much better in the second half. But our focus is now on the Big Blue. Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC. You know what the thing is with this fixture as well, similar to other the Sydney Derby, Melbourne Derby. Regardless of where these teams are on the ladder, it's always a competitive game. It always seems to be a competitive game. Of course, we have had our blowouts here and there, but this one will be close. This one will be close. I think initially I was maybe leaning towards more of a strong, big victory. I think for the home team, but Sydney FC I think will be really eager to. They're probably eyeing off this game on the calendar as a game they could get a result from. Both teams set for kickoff too, in front of a very healthy crowd at Amy Park, Melbourne. And we are underway. There is kickoff, and they're going to take it again because I think it was Bruno Fornaroli who was like 5 meters into the Sydney, and after a false start, we are indeed underway. Good to see Master FUT in the chat. Good to see you here, Master. Hope all is well with you. Troy says, love hearing them sing Stand By Me. It's as close to the Prem in terms of supporters and noise like Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, I mean, that too as well. I mean, it's always a great sight in the A-League when Victory fans are singing loud and proud like that. So look, man, it's as a neutral, it's just great to see. They've just shown the form of both teams on the broadcast, and it sums it up. It's been consistent for Victory. I mean, one win, like they picked up their first win in a while, Victory last week, but it had been 4 consecutive draws before that. It's been pretty consistent. Whereas for Sydney FC, the last 5 games have been win, loss, win, loss, win. So can Sydney FC find some consistency, get a result here? Victory, we know how intense they are at home in front of their home crowd. They're already knocking the ball around pretty smoothly. Jake Brimmer's been starting the last couple of weeks now for Victory, which is a massive inclusion for them, man. I mean, a guy who was so good over the last couple of years and obviously struggled with injury last year. He was out for a long time, finally back into the team. And he's had to adjust to a new role. Well, a role that he's definitely played before in his career, sort of the central midfield area. But previously at Victory, he was sort of the number 10, playing just off the striker. But now, of course, Zinedine Machash is in that role. Brimmer's having to sit as one of those deeper lying midfielders. Good to see Butter here as well. Says, love that, love your hat. By the way, yes, of course, we've got to put on the Christmas hat. Hope you guys are having a safe and happy holiday time. Or perhaps you're still working. I know plenty of people still working, whether you're in retail. Very busy time at the moment, of course. Azani sprays it wide for Falami, who's starting tonight. Ben, good run. Dude, that wasn't far away. We said it before the match, dude. Ben Falami. Keep an eye on him. He's going to be hungry tonight. He's starting. He was basically a nailed-on starter week in, week out last season and had a pretty underwhelming season last time around. Really struggled to score goals. That was a nice move, and it is a corner, so that would have headed on target. But it's an important defensive intervention. First corner of the game, 3 minutes in. Melbourne Victory. Delivery is okay. It misses everyone, though. Sky Blues, can they hit on the counter-attack? Got good options on the counter with Lolly and Mac, who both have decent pace. Of course, we should mention as well, Adam Pavlicic starting tonight for Sydney FC. Of course, Andrew Redmayne suspended. He was sent off last week after he was adjudged to have handled the ball outside his designated area, which is a big blow for Sydney FC to lose their Socceroos shot stopper. Huge occasion for Adam Pavlicic, man. Troy says, I'm still working. But glad to have Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Eve off. Can't wait for that one. Go Mariners. Of course, New Year's Eve is the classic Mariners New Year's Eve fixture. This year, they'll be hosting Perth Glory. Always a great event. Usually one of the most attended Mariners games each year, that New Year's Eve fixture. So it should be a big one for the Mariners. Victory breaking down the right. Here comes Connor Chapman, but is that Rodwell getting across the cover? Good early signs. Jack Rodwell back from injury. Straight back into the starting lineup too. Machash down the right. We've grown accustomed to these marauding runs from Zenity Machash, who has just been such a great addition to the A-League, man. Whether you're a Victory fan or a neutral. He plays without fear, Zenity Machash. But has been busy with work as well. This is, of course, Phoenix on Saturday. Wellington Phoenix away this weekend. Monday fixture, in fact, for Wellington Phoenix. Away to Macarthur FC, which is a top 4 meeting. Should be a great game, that one. Should be a really competitive game. Of course, Master FUT as well, back in the Phoenix as well. Always great to see our Phoenix supporters in the chat. Sydney FC, the long-range free kick. What can they muster here? Nice delivery, far post, but the header is not controlled at all by Lacerda. Gabriel Lacerda has started every game at the back so far for Sydney FC in the A-League. He's been okay. He's been solid. And when you look at that defensive pairing here for Sydney FC tonight, I mean, Rodwell and Lacerda, just on paper and with the experience those two guys have, you know, I'm sure that'll be the first choice defensive partnership for Ufuk Tally this season at Sydney FC. Rodwell, Lacerda. That's right, Butter. Yeah, it's plenty of former Wellington faces at the Bulls now. Hey, Philip Curto is another one. Hey, they've had a few players. It's a good one for Griddle. If you're ever playing Griddle, the A-League puzzle game, players who have played for both Macarthur and Wellington, there's quite a few there. Daniel Azani's received some physical attention from the Sydney FC players in the opening 6 minutes or so, which is fair enough. I mean, you don't want to give someone like Azani time and space on the ball, but even there, Chapman and Mac wrestling on this near touchline, it's to be expected in these games, man, where tensions are high. It's competitive. Sydney FC, desperate to get a result here away from home to get their season back on track, get some consistency going. Don't want to go 2 consecutive losses. Even this early on in the season, good to see casual Sydney FC supporter here in the chat, dropping the blue. Troy got 8 out of 9 on Griddle today. That's a decent score indeed. Love it, Troy. Well done. And, of course, we'll be playing Griddle at halftime, so make sure to stick around for that. Sydney FC, left wing. Back inside. Space for Bratton. That's a good pass. It's just a bit too heavy, though. Nice move. Joel King looking to make some advances on that left flank. So a pretty open, free-flowing game at this stage, hey? Both teams playing with a good amount of ambition. G'day, Tony. How's it going? Says it's going to be 2-2. Is that your prediction for this one, eh? Fabio Gomez, here he comes. Can't get the pass off or the shot, which maybe sums up how Fabio Gomez is playing at the moment. Just unable to get any sort of... he's not playing with a lot of confidence. Tony, is that an update from the other game? I just had a look. Tony, you must be updating us from the scoreline. Thank you for that, Tony. It is 2-2. In the 98th minute, Trent Bahagia has equalised for Newcastle Jets. Oh my goodness, late drama. I wish I had another screen so we could watch that one as well. Thanks as well for that butter. Jets just scored in the 98th minute. Oh my gosh. Scenes in Newcastle, I'm sure. The game still goes on as well, from what I'm seeing on the live updates on Google. Newcastle Jets, and it's full time. Wow. Heartbreak for Perth Glory, who are on the brink of winning their first away game in over a year. Oh my gosh, dude, that's a sucker punch. Glory, who looked much better early on in that second half. Wow, dude. Valiant's box office Jets, of course. Trent Bahagia, 98th minute, has just hit the equaliser for Newcastle. 2-2. Late drama. Was it a good goal? That's right, Tarnley. Yeah, you can't really predict daily games. You can't. I mean, no one expected Newcastle to win away to Wellington last week. I don't know if anyone expected Brisbane to lose to Western last night. It's crazy. And cheers as well for the score update, Tony. I appreciate that, mate. So, the Jets and Glory game is wrapped up. Full time 2-2. Plenty of drama in that one. 10 minutes into the Big Blue. Melbourne Victory 0, Sydney FC 0, and already a lot of physicality. Strong challenge from Caceres on De Silva. Sky Blues are clearly up for this one, though. They're playing with a real swagger. Not intimidated by the opposition. Melbourne Victory, a dramatic 4-3 win away to Western Sydney Wanderers, of course, the Sky Blues rivals last week. 4 of those goals coming from Bruno Fornaroli. Sydney FC lost 2-0 to Macarthur last week. Of course, we did a live watch along for that one as well. We've been doing our Saturday night primetime watch alongs, which have been a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys joining me for this one once again as well. If you want to support the stream, you can hit the like button. You can also consider sending through a super chat, which greatly supports the channel. Sydney FC with the corner. Joe Lolly delivering. Hanging up in the air. Rodwell. Victory will clear this one. Jack Rodwell. Great challenge. What a challenge on Falami, dude. Winning the ball back. And here comes Sydney. Mac. Well, already a couple fantastic interventions from Jack Rodwell. Sydney. Great chance here. King. Oh, what a save. Did it cross the line? Oh, my goodness. Jake Goodwood-Reich almost bundling it over. And Victory are going to go on the counter-attack here. This is end-to-end. It's Fornaroli. He's in behind. Bruno has to cut inside. Sydney FC defenders are back. And it's a goal kick. Well, what drama. End-to-end. Both teams so close to scoring as we tick past 13 minutes. We're just 13 minutes in. Could have already been a couple of goals. Great delivery. Jake Goodwood-Reich. What an opportunity. And Izzo somehow kept that out of the goal. That's a shocking miss. I tell you what. I mean, Izzo has done so well to scramble across and save that. Jake Goodwood-Reich has made an absolute mess of that, though. It hit his shoulder or something. Now, the referee's getting some word in his ear. Could VAR intervene here and award Sydney this goal? There is a pause in proceedings. Troy's loving it. Paul is. It didn't look like it crossed the line, eh? It didn't look like it crossed the line. Jake Goodwood-Reich, any sort of header and it just flies into the back of the net easily. But it came off his shoulder or something. Wow, dude. And victory. Bruno Fornaroli almost scoring at the other end. Is J-Mac injured? It's a big question. He's been carrying an injury. There was word from City that he's been nursing an ankle injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. He came off the bench for Melbourne City in the Champions League during midweek, so didn't start, only came off the bench, but he did play. So, look, we'll see if he's included in the City squad tomorrow. Hey, would be a massive blow for Melbourne City if McLaren was to pick up an injury as well. Of course, we had big injury news regarding Matt Leckie yesterday. It was revealed that he will miss 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring issue, which could mean that he misses the start of the Asian Cup in a month's time, potentially. Sydney FC have looked very bright to start this game. Lolly's hanging this cross up. Chapman heads away. Sky Blues, very aggressive in this opening 15 minutes. Heavy challenge for Fornaroli, and it will be pulled back. Victory not happy about it. Injuries have hit the Socceroos indeed, Valhoon. It's been a troubling time with Matt Ryan picking up the fractured cheekbone, which isn't great. We hope he's healing up all right. Matt Leckie with a hamstring, which might mean he misses the start of the Asian Cup, and McLaren with an ankle issue, and we don't know where that's at. He might be all right. But yes, it's not ideal. It's certainly not ideal for the Socceroos, that's for sure. Of course, some good depth, I think, at the moment for the Socceroos in terms of, different options around the park. Players who haven't been picked in recent windows, I'm sure, could step up. So 16 minutes have been played in the Big Blue. Melbourne Victory 0, Sydney FC 0, but the Sky Blues looking real hungry. Want to make a bright start here. Don't want to be dominated by Melbourne Victory, a couple forays forward have sort of been on the quick counter-attack with pace, but just need to settle on the ball here, I think, at the moment, Victory. They've got a goal kick, and we'll see what they do from this one. Just got to settle in possession, control the game, dictate the tempo. They're at home and should be expected to win this one, you'd imagine. Fascinating tactical matchups all across the park. That's beautiful play. Fornaroli, very nicely done. It picks up a foul, but it's play on. And it breaks down. And Fornaroli's just playing with such confidence right now, man. Just the way that he's, not only scoring goals, but even just then, just showing the way he's, dribbling past defenders, taking them on. He's up for it, which is great to see. 18 minutes in, Melbourne Victory 0, Sydney FC 0. We love a big blue. Second one of the season. That's right, Tarnley as well. Yes, Strain and Atkinson. Both struggling with injuries of late. So maybe a big campaign for Lewis Miller at right back for the Socceroos. Daniel Arzani, speaking of Socceroos, could Arzani break forward through here? I say, speaking of Socceroos, of course, Daniel Arzani hasn't been involved for some time now, but I'm sure one of his aspirations playing at Melbourne Victory this season is to get him back in that frame for Australia, for the Australian national team. He's a player with a lot of potential and a lot of promise. And he could do it, man, at a club like Melbourne Victory, which I think is a good environment for him. Love that. Love this from Troy, who says, I'm playing a creator club career mode on FC. Created at Ipswich, Queensland, and have signed heaps of New Zealand players. Rojas, Stamanic, Marinovic, and Krishna. Love it. Bringing in the The Phoenix Legends. Good to see. Sky Blues. Oh, nice move, Gomez. Could he get away? And it breaks down too quickly for him. Fabio Gomez. Again, I like him. I've got a feeling it's going to come good. I feel like as soon as Fabio Gomez just gets those couple more goals, gets his confidence up, he with the players around him like Mac, like Lolly. I talked about it before the season. Like the Sydney FC attacking lineup looks very dangerous. There's a potential for goals there. It just hasn't worked out yet. Here comes Arzani. Good run. And it's in 1-0. Talk about Socceroos. Daniel Arzani, we were just saying, would be keen to put himself back in Graham Arnold's view when it comes to Socceroos teams. He's just scored a fantastic goal. It's classic Arzani. What a goal, says Tanley. 20 minutes in, it's Daniel Arzani who finds the back of the net after a fiery and bright start for Sydney FC. Arzani in off the left. Great strike just inside the area. That first touch was delightful too. Traore just drawing the defender, Ryan Grant a little bit wide. It's a great finish, man. It's a great finish. Catches Pavlicic out at his near post too. Wow, dude. Goal out of nowhere too. It was, wasn't it? Arzani just picked it up on that left wing, took it on, went for the strike, and it went all the way through. 1-0. Well, Sydney FC, I mean, it was quite clear that they were keen to make a bright start in this game. Arzani at Melbourne Victory grabs a goal. Great start for the home team. 21 minutes in. With a question regarding the Auckland franchise, the new Auckland team, which of course are joining next year in the A-League men's competition. They're joining the A-League women the season after. What players would you sign as the new Auckland franchise? I think next season, I mean, it'd be great to see. I mean, the dream one, which I know a lot of people have talked about as well, is Chris Wood. All-white striker. Currently playing over at Nottingham Forest, I believe, in the Premier League. Could it happen? I don't know, man. Is it a bit too unrealistic? Maybe. But I mean, wouldn't that be huge? Wouldn't that be huge? And great marketing as well. For fans in Auckland to get them along to the games. This is the All Whites captain and star striker. Playing at Auckland in the A-League. It'd be great to see, and I'm sure there's a bunch of others as well. But I'm sure New Zealand football a bit better than me. Someone like Callum McCowett, who was a very good player at Wellington Phoenix a couple of years ago as well. Wouldn't Roy Krishna be an interesting signing as well? I mean, that would be a good way to create some drama early on in the season. Oh, dude, I thought it was the second goal, but whistle's been blown. Arzani just lobbed the ball into the back of the net. No goal there. G'day. Hey, Joe 4. Hope you're doing well, man. Just chilling in the chat. Says, let's go Sydney as well. Oh, was it goal? Oh, dude, goal number 2. Dude, I missed it. I legitimately missed it. Oh my gosh, it's Machash. It's 2. Oh my gosh. Sydney FC looks stunned. Zinedine Machash, who has just been incredible so far for Melbourne Victory this year. Victory fans love it. Dude, where did that come from? I was literally looking away for a second and all of a sudden Machash was celebrating. Victory with a quick attack on the replay. Great through ball, well and truly onside, and the finish is delightful. Arzani to Brimmer, and then the pass was beautiful, dude. I tell you what, that's a great goal because because the goalkeeper's rushing out to him like that, trying to make himself big. It's a really, really difficult one because you sort of look at that. He lifts it over the goalkeeper perfectly, running at pace, lifting it over the goalkeeper. Dude, this Melbourne Victory side is cooking this year. Wow. That's right, Troy says this game is crazy. Machash is indeed fantastic. 20th minute, Arzani. 24th minute, Machash. It's 2-0 in the Big Blue. Victory. Great start. Good to see Spurs AMP here in the chat as well. John P7 joining us once again. Hope you're doing well, John. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. GG for Sydney FC, says Tanley. Could well be. Ulfuk Taylor. I mean, they're showing him on the broadcast now. He looks stunned. But in regards to some of those returning New Zealand players potentially to the A-League, says I want Rojas to return to the A-League, but he's nothing without Phoenix fans, so hopefully he shouldn't sign for our rivals. Yeah, Marco Rojas, a player who, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have a club right now, right? I know who's playing for Colo Colo over in Chile. Most recently, Melbourne Victory, well, one of Michael Rojas' former clubs, Melbourne Victory, who lead 2-0, and they've just shown the live ladder. Of course, this result will take Victory top on 16 points, 7+ on the goal difference. Here's Joel King in behind for Sydney on the left. Good block. In front of the Northern Terrace, another corner here for Sydney. So, 25 minutes have been played. 2 goals in quick succession for Victory, dude. Sydney FC, can they respond from this corner? Delivery was okay. Izzo rushes out to claim it. They are indeed, yeah. Running amok on Sydney. Dude, and look, Sydney were bright for the first 10, 15 minutes. They were looking, they were playing well. They were really pushing Victory back, but great composure and class from Victory in the final third to grab those 2 goals. There's a good goal by Zinedine. Lovely. 2 fantastic goals for Victory as well, hey. Arzani with the beautiful low drive, cutting inside, and Zinedine Machash, the French-Moroccan, with a little dink over the keeper. Lovely. Troy mentions we're talking about some of our New Zealand footballers here. Marko Stamanic, when I was a young Kiwi midfielder, played in the Champions League for a club in Europe. Can't remember who, just remember the same group as Manchester City. I did see something about that, yeah. Marko Stamanic over there in Europe playing in a Champions League. Got some good footballers in their ranks, New Zealand. And we'd expect them to qualify for the next World Cup, of course. More teams joining the competition. New Zealand, you'd imagine, will be in that World Cup in 2026, which is great. Which would be great to see. We love our New Zealand friends. G'day, Jordan. How's it going, man? Thanks for dropping the comment in the chats. The Sydney FC heads are down, lacking the swagger we used to see 2 years back. Yeah, these are the moments where it really shows, the character of the team. You know, you're 2-0 down first half. How do you respond? They lost 2-0 last week, Sydney FC, and that was at home against rivals Macarthur FC. What can the Sky Blues do here to turn this match around in their favour? It's going to be difficult because we know how good this Melbourne Victory side are. AUFC fan here says Ryan Grant needs to do better on Arzani. Arzani left him for dead. Yep. Ryan Grant. Once the Socceroos fullback. Sydney FC defense might get caught out once again here. Here comes Victory. Goal number 3 here in the first half might all but well seal it already. So this is really a crucial time here for Sydney FC. They've got to stop this momentum. Joel King has been very lively getting forward for Sydney FC so far. Almost gets through once again. Thanks for that butt up. Says Stamage plays for Red Star Belgrade. Tan Lee says, great to see Arzani tracking back. He used to get criticised for not doing it. Yeah, we're seeing him add, some more things to his game, Arzani, aren't we? Compared to, when we saw him early on against at Melbourne City. Maybe a similar thing will, I'm just, not saying that the same thing's going to happen, but there are similarities when you look at Nestor and Kunda, who I know in recent weeks people have criticised him for not tracking back. We did see that, especially against Brisbane Roar last week. Of course, we wish Nestor and Kunda all the best when he does move to Bayern Munich come the end of the season, I should say. Sky Blues trying to make inroads to the Victory penalty area. What do they got? We just ticked past the half an hour mark here on my broadcast. Of course, occasionally the slight delay here on the YouTube stream. So just please be aware of that. We may be slightly behind. Of course, if you want to watch this game, if you just tuned in, you can watch on Channel 10, free to air here in Australia. You can also watch on 10 Play. 10 Play app, 10 Play website. You can also watch on Paramount Plus. If you're watching internationally, I Keep Up YouTube channel might be broadcasting this one. I'm not sure. Someone let me know if they are. But we are half an hour in. Victory lead 2-0. 2 quick fire goals around the 20th minute for Daniel Arzani, Zinedine Machash. 2 beautiful goals. AUSC fan sums it up perfectly here. It says, if Victory go up 3-0 and the home fans can't see them losing. With their home fans, yes, can't see them losing. 100%. 100%. I cannot see Sydney FC coming back from a 3-goal deficit. Just Chilling as well says, if Melbourne wins, I won't hear the end of it from my mates. Sydney FC are in behind. Gomez scores! But the flag is up. Fabio Gomez, we chatted about him pre-game. A dude who just wants to score goals but isn't finding them. He put the ball past the keeper. Oh, now this is close. You reckon he's offside? You reckon he's offside? To my eyes, it looked like it might have been a bit close, but I mean, they'll draw the lines, of course. They'll draw the lines and pull out the magnifying glasses, but VAR might have to weigh in here. Has Gomez pulled a crucial goal back here for Sydney? VAR will decide. Very tight offside indeed. So this, it was almost level with the last defender, who I think was De Silva. And the finish was good too. He got it past Izzo. This is a big moment in this game. Huge moment. Referee Adam Kersey is still waiting, dude. So this is clearly a close one, you'd imagine, if they're taking this long. This is really crucial for Sydney FC. If they can get this goal back in this first half, the game has a different complexion moving forward. I tell you what, I think he's on. I think he's on, dude. I think this is going to be given. He looks on. I think Gomez, they're probably going to draw the line at the shoulder. That's probably like the furthest thing forward. Oh, this is a tense wait for Sydney FC. And the offside stands. No goal. No goal. So it'll be interesting to see if they show us the lines a bit later. Yeah, wow. Got some good questions coming through here. Feel free to throw your questions regarding A-Leagues, Socceroos, Matildas, anything else. Will Aaron Kunda do well at Bayern, or will he be another Sarpreet Singh? Hey, we hope he does well. Hey, we hope he does well. I think he will. I think Nestorian Kunda is a very special player with incredible potential. And look, it's a big club. Obviously, we know that, Bayern Munich. I think he will do well. I'm optimistic. Saprit Singh, yes. Says, yes, Saprit Singh would be awesome. He's playing in Bundesliga 2. Jordan as well with a good question. Very open season this year. Who do you think will win the league? I'm still gonna stick. I tell you what, it's been chopping and changing, and I'm gonna do like an updated video in a few weeks' time, like maybe around the midway part of the season, doing like an updated ladder prediction. But I think Western Sydney Wanderers will finish premiers. I don't know if they'll finish champions, but I think Western Sydney Wanderers will finish top come the end of the regular season. From there, it could be anyone. It could be Wellington. It could be Victory, who have both made great starts. Macarthur FC are a chance as well. Yeah. Matthew says, hard done by. Yeah, I'm keen to see those Lions, hey? For that offside call. A long ball down the line. Traore will get to that. Delivers. Crucial intervention in the middle from Ryan Grant. Ten minutes to go before the break, dude. This half has flown by. It really has. Yes, very keen for the Asian Cup, and we'll be doing plenty of content, of course, around the Asian Cup. They just shown the lines for that offside a moment ago, dude. That's as close as it gets. That's as close as it gets. It easily could have gone either way. They were basically level. Anyway, Victory corner. Good corner too. Good defensive header from Gomez. Sky Blues can break around the counter, but yes, just chilling. Very keen for the Australia Cup next month. Here's Fabio Gomez on the counter. In the box. Can he fashion a chance? The answer is no. Victory defense there to hold on. No Watchalong for the next Macarthur game, but we'll be live straight after. Very excited, of course, to be doing our Monday night recap, A-League round recap. So straight after that match on Monday, which is the last match for the round, it'll be Monday, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We will be doing our round recap, which is a live stream that goes for about an hour. We discuss all of the action from the round as Joe Lolly not too far away. Good chance. Matthew says, who could Auckland sign next season? They just brought on Terry McFlynn as their director of football. Matthew, funnily enough, we were just talking about that exact question. Throwing out some big names. Sarpreet Singh, Chris Wood, some of you guys mentioned as well. Sydney FC. Oh my gosh, that corner was close. Paul Izzo's not happy with something. They have come close, Sydney FC. Just need to create some better quality chances, get some more shots on the goal. That delivery was a wicked one. I can see why Izzo's complaining. He got a bit of a shove, didn't he? So, as we approach the final stages of this first half, Sky Blues again trying to create an opportunity. Izzo will hold on to this one. Victory looking pretty good defensively. It'd be interesting as well, just on that question as well from Matt. With it being Terry McFlynn as their director of football, you just wonder whether they would maybe bring in some, with the Sydney FC connection there. With Terry McFlynn, of course, being a former Sky Blue. That could be an interesting space to watch. Maybe some Sydney FC players they could bring over. Maybe. Butter mentions Callan Elliott. That could see that happening as well. He was a very good fullback at Wellington last year. Just chilling also says, I'm excited to see Auckland playing in the A-League next season. Me too, man. Me too. And I'll tell you what, I agree. Butter says, I think VAR needs to be scrapped. I've kind of changed on it. I'll tell you what, initially, I honestly, I was pro VAR. But I've thought about it a lot, as I'm sure you guys have as well. It feels better without it. I don't know, man. How do you guys feel about VAR? Let me know. How do you like? Do you think it has a place in football, or just get rid of it altogether? Just in its current format, it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like what we say, like every time a goal is scored in a match, it's like we have to pause and wait. You know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel authentic. I mean, Butter says, I'm a Phoenix fan. VAR has never been a friend. I'm sure many teams can say the same thing. Everyone's been hard done by VAR at some point, right? So, 5 minutes to go in the half. Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC, two of the biggest clubs in the competition. It is Victory who lead 2-0 to wonderful goals. One scored by Daniel Arzani and then Zinedine Machash making it 2 just moments later. Stick around at half time. We'll be doing a bit of a discussion around some of the other games across the weekend in the A-League men, as well as playing Griddle. Griddle is the A-League puzzle game from Ultimate A-League. So we'll be playing that live on stream, testing my A-League knowledge, which is always a lot of fun. You guys can see me struggle and try to reach deep into my brain for answers. Troy, with his take on VAR, says, get rid of it. I feel like it doesn't seem fair. You almost can't celebrate until you know for sure. That's right. Exactly. Hey. Sky Blues. Oh, what a save. Paul Izzo denies Jack Rodwell. What a chance. Jack Rodwell from point blank range, that's probably Sydney's best chance of the game. Was he offside? I think he's good. Paul Izzo, acrobatic save. Second save of the game for Izzo. Sky Blue still on the on the front foot here, I should say. Breaks down. Victory will look to go on the counter-attack once again. They win the foul, which relieves the pressure for the home team. Hey, we love the non-football questions too. Appreciate the question, Butter. What's your dream car? Unfortunately, it's a boring answer. I don't really have one. Fortunately, not much of a car guy. Not much of a car guy myself. So, hey, whatever can get me from A to B, that's me. But I don't know what it is. I just never really got into cars. I assume you're talking about the Auckland as well, Matthew as well. Yeah, Micah Rojas, Benny from some experience would both be great signings. I could definitely see Micah Rojas happening, of course, with him being a Kiwi. Yeah. Troy on Paul Izzo, who just made that remarkable save, says, I think Izzo is very underrated. I think you're probably right there, Troy. Maybe he doesn't get too much recognition. A lot of the focus in the A-League when it comes to goalkeepers is around, at the moment at least, Joe Gauchi, Lawrence Thomas, Alex Paulson over at Wellington Phoenix. Paul Izzo knows how to make a good save. That's a question I can answer, Butter. What's your favorite pizza? It does vary. Look, I'm not going to lie. I do often gravitate to the all-meat options. But I guess if I had to give you an answer, I'd probably say Supreme. The best of both worlds. Just like the great Hannah Montana once said. Joel King picks up the first booking of the game. He's been very involved tonight. Sydney FC have really focused on that left-hand side. Oh, yeah, that hurts. Okay. That's definitely a yellow. And yeah, he stepped on the ankle there of Bruno Fornaroli. Now, we did see a red card. No, we didn't. We didn't see. Sorry, we didn't see a red card. Did we? In the Western Brisbane game? No, sorry, I'm thinking of that yellow card. There was a weird incident in last night's game between West United and Brisbane Roar where the referee was called over via VAR check and then he awarded a yellow card, which was kind of weird. And everyone was very confused about that. Didn't know VAR could do that. So we're into the final minute of this half. Melbourne Victory 2, Sydney FC 0. Fornaroli not happy with that challenge from Joel King, the studs on the leg. Fornaroli's okay. Yellow card's correct decision, but I tell you what, any more force and power, and Joel King could have been in a dangerous position. Here's Victory. Now that's a good save from Pavlicic. Got down to make the save. Ben Falami with a shot from close range off that free kick. Oh, just chilling. It's a big question. What is your top 5 soccer players from any league in the world? Oh my gosh, dude. My honest answer is that I don't watch enough of other leagues to give an honest answer. Yeah, I spend most of my time watching Australian leagues and Australian sport, unfortunately. Rather than like my top, like who I think is the best, I'll give you some of my favorites. I've mentioned this guy before on live streams, but I'm a big Luka Modric fan. For those that don't know, I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan, and one of my favorite players growing up was Luka Modric, who was at Spurs. So I'm a big Luka Modric fan. Melbourne Victory, almost some half appeals for maybe a handball in that little scurry in the box. We got 4 minutes of injury time, by the way. 4 minutes of injury time. Of course, we had a couple of VAR checks in this half, didn't we? Stick around at half time. We're going to be playing Griddle. We're going to be doing a bit of a Q&A discussion. And we're also going to be discussing some of the other games from this round in the A-League Men competition. Sydney FC, they would love a goal back here. They have 3 minutes. And they've got it at the right end of the field too. Just trying to win the ball back. Like I appreciate the energy and enthusiasm that Sydney have shown. They've gotten into good areas of the pitch, just hasn't worked out. And here we go. Look at this. Victory are away on down the left. This could seal it right here in the first half. Great chance. Fornaroli, huge save. Oh, and the follow-up is just wide. Jakey Brimmer. He's looking for his first goal in a very, very long time. That's not for the first time today. Melbourne Victory caught out. Sorry, Sydney FC caught out. Melbourne Victory, who were blazing away on the counter-attack. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, Brimmer. Great chance, man. That could be the last chance of the half. A minute or so to go before the whistle will blow. It's the big question, isn't it? Ronaldo or Messi? It's going to be Messi, right? It's going to be Lionel Messi, winner of the World Cup last year, of course. Favorite movie? I tell you what, I'm going to leave that one for half time, which is only a couple minutes, because that's the big discussion. I do love my movies. I'm not familiar with Tiny Timmy, unfortunately, Spurs. Getting some great questions here. We love the non-football related questions as well. Sydney FC, here they go. Can they get the goal? Good save. And the follow-up is wide from Girdwood Reich. Well, there was one more chance, and it fell to Sydney. Paul Izzo with another great save. Down to his right. Joe Lolly with the curl. To be fair, the strike from Lolly was straight at Izzo. It was a relatively straightforward save for the Victory keeper. And then Girdwood Reich strikes it wide. Good chance. Tony Timmy's, it's a Tim Cahill book about his life. It's a series based for kids and adults. Sounds great. I haven't checked it out, but that sounds fun. It's the big question, isn't it, Casual? Do you think Sydney can come up with a miracle comeback? Look, it's still 2-0. There's a glimmer of hope. There is a chance. It's unlikely. There is a chance. If it was 3, my answer would be no. If it was 3, the answer would be no. But there is still a glimmer. Seconds tick by here. Melbourne Victory. It's been a professional, solid half from them. They've defended well. And here they go. Last chance of the game. It's Arzani. Arzani wide. Falami, in fact, it was. My bad. Ben Falami off that left flank. Looking to make it 3. He misses. Sky Blues. Ufuk Talay, this is a big halftime talk for him. Needs to get his side fired up for this second half. They have shown moments in this half. They haven't been terrible. I don't think Sydney have been terrible. But Victory do indeed lead at the break. Half-time. Victory 2, Sydney FC 0. A result that maybe isn't too surprising considering the form of both sides and where they sit on the ladder. But I'm sure this Big Blue is far from over, man. Always plenty of drama in these games. We've got some great questions coming through. Let's do a bit of a Q&A before we jump into our griddle. Butter, favorite movie. My favorite movie of all time is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And Butter, considering you're a Wellington Phoenix fan. I don't know if you can attest to that as well. I'm also a big Star Wars fan as well, but if I did have to pick, it would be Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Great first half, says Troy. It was a fantastic first half, wasn't it? It was end-to-end action. There was some great play from both teams. Buddy, here with a comment on Ufuk Talay, Sydney FC head coach. Says people need to give Talay time. He lost his first 4 games in a row with Wellington, and we finished that season with the highest Wellington Phoenix finish ever. Could have been higher if it wasn't for C19. It was overall, Ufuk Talay enjoyed a relatively successful period, didn't he, at Wellington? And it's a different situation at Sydney FC because when you're at Sydney FC, they're a club that demands success. You know, they're the most successful team in ATLEC history. And if you're not doing well at Sydney FC, you're under pressure immediately. And look, Talay's there already has been some improvement from Sydney FC. And we think back to that first game in charge when they won 5-1 away to Adelaide. Like that was a real, you know, I guess I really highlighted maybe the impact that he's already had, you know, coming in and doing that in his first game in charge. But yeah, man. General has come in, says, forget needs a big talk for the second half. Needs a big talk to save the season. But come on, you boys in blue. Still early on in the campaign, but yeah, Sky Blues need to get a result here. I love it. Coles or Woolworths, the Ronaldo or Messi of supermarkets. Hey, I go to both, but if I had to pick, probably Woolies. But either or. So, time for Griddle. For those that don't know, Griddle is an A-League puzzle game. We love playing Griddle. It's a great way to test our A-League knowledge, and you guys can, of course, play it too. The website, for those that don't know, is griddlegame.com. And it's made from the lovely folks over at Ultimate A-League, who it's a great website for A-League information on A-League players, ultimatealeague.com. And we do love playing a bit of Griddle. Griddle. So, now we've been in decent form for recently. This is our fifth. This is our 5th stream of the week so far. We were live Monday for the round recap. And then we were live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for AFC Cup and Asian Champions League action. Of course, Macarthur Mariners qualifying for the knockout stage in the AFC Cup. Melbourne City knocked out of the Asian Champions League this week. We're looking for players who have made 30-plus substitute appearances. That is a lot. We're also looking for players who have 2 clubs played for. Now, important to note that this stat here is we're looking for players who have only played for 2 clubs and no more than 2. There's not 2 plus. Okay, let's jump into it. 30-plus appearances for City. Now, that's a trickier one. We're going to start there. Well, Marco Tilio is the first one that comes to mind, but there's probably other ones, more obvious ones we can maybe go to. Tilio. He did start a lot last season, though, to be fair. But before that, he was coming off the bench a lot when Andrew Naboot was starting. I'm just going to go Tilio here. Could be wrong. 20, dude, really close to 28. 28, that was close. 30 plus sub appearances for Central Coast Mariners. I want to go. I want to go Harry Steele. I want to go Harry Steele. He does make most of his appearances off the bench in 34. We're going to come back to this one here. That'll be tricky. That middle left one. We're looking for players who have played for Adelaide and have played for 2 clubs. Okay. Now, there's probably heaps here. Nick Ansell. Nick Ansell has played for Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United, and to my recollection, hasn't played for anyone else. Started last night for the Reds, and that loss against Wanderers, and Nick Ansell is correct. Played for 2 clubs for Perth Glory. We can go Ollie Sale. We can go Ollie Sale there. We do know that Ollie Sale, of course, Wellington Phoenix keeper, now at Perth Glory, on the bench at Perth Glory. And let's smash out some of these other rows here. Mariners and Adelaide. There's 100 plays we could go for here, I'm sure. We're going to go Noah Smith. He's the first one that comes to mind. Noah Smith currently at Mariners. Player who has played for both Perth Glory and Central Coast Mariners. Danny De Silva, who has played for a number of A-League clubs now. Daniel De Silva. All right, smashing out our griddle today. Only got one wrong so far, which is decent. Player who's played for both Adelaide and Melbourne City. Adelaide and Melbourne City. I'm sure there's been plenty. Come on, brain. Scotty Jamieson, who, of course, retired last season. And then a player who has played for both Perth Glory and Melbourne City. Again, I'm sure there would be a bunch there. Let's go Jack Clisby in this department. Jack Clisby had 2 stints at Perth Glory and played at Melbourne City pretty early on in his career as well. Last one here to make it out of 9. I think Troy said as well a bit earlier he got out of 9 on Griddle. Let me know how you guys did on Griddle today. We're looking for a player who has made 30 plus appearances and has only played for 2 clubs. Okay, Brain. All right, Brain. Let's think of players who do make a lot of bench appearances. You know, man, Enrique, the slippery fish himself. There we go. Of course, played for Adelaide and Brisbane with 72 bench appearances. There we go. Who did we miss for bottom left? We couldn't think of a player who had made 30 plus sub appearances for Melbourne City. There's only 5. Kolakowski, Galloway, Hoffman, Williams, Kalmar. That is tricky. Stefan Kolakowski maybe would have been a better guess there than Tilio. Hey, we came close though. 28. Oh boy. That's Griddle for today. And let's jump back into the chat here. We've got some good questions coming through. G'day, Butter, who asks, Lockie, I ask it at least once a month. When are you coming to Wellington? No plans at the moment, but would love to get to Wellington one day. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, so I want to get there for that alone. But would love to get over there for a Central Coast Mariners game one day. I know Mariners are playing over there next month, I think, or January or February. Mariners do play Wellington away. So look, I'm sure it'll happen in the next couple of years or so. Some good questions a little bit earlier too. General asks, how do we replace Licky? It's going to be a tough one. Look, a headache for both Melbourne City and Socceroos. Look, I guess for Melbourne City, they did without him for the first part of the season, didn't they? So, you know, really going to be relying on the likes of Leon Attell and Marin Yakalish and Alessandro Lapane to fill in those wide roles. We do know that they also have youngster Ben Mazzio, who scored against the Jets a few weeks ago for Melbourne City. And in terms of the Socceroos as well, I mean, losing Matt Leckie, that's a blow for the Asian Cup if he is going to miss that competition. From the word around Matt Leckie is that he's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks, which means he could miss maybe just the first game or two of the Asian Cup. Hopefully it's not too much. Troy is dropping his griddle answers. Steele, Noah Smith, ready. Al Hassan Toure, Fowler, Galloway, Goodwin, and Kolakowski. Yeah, dude, I should have gotten Kolakowski, hey? Martin Boyle, yep. Yeah, I think the wingers, I think the wide options for the Socceroos at the moment are, like, the first choice is probably Martin Boyle and Craig Goodwin, who both started against Bangladesh. So I'd probably go for those two. And then, Sammy Silvera can jump in. There's options there. Does someone, for, a surprise pick, does someone like Nestori Irankunda come into the side as well? Maybe. Be interesting to see whether there's any alterations to the lineups as we return to the second half very shortly. Two relatively similar formations and setups for these two teams. Of course, it's been an entertaining round of A-League action so far, hasn't it? Plenty of drama already. Just earlier this evening, it was happening as we were watching this game. Newcastle Jets pulled back a late equaliser to make it 2-2 against Perth Glory. Glory so close to winning that game, man. I feel for Glory, who are desperately chasing this away win, and they still can't find it. They just still can't find it. And of course, we also had 2 games last night as well. So let's have a look at some of the fixtures from the weekend so far. This is coming from Google. Western United 2, Brisbane Roar 1. Huge win for Western, considering they hadn't won since the opening round of the season. Daniel Pena was very good in this game, I thought. He scored from the penalty spot. Josh Risden with a late winning goal. Jay Shea, of course, always solid from the penalty spot. But Western, much better in this game. Finally getting that win, dude. Finally getting that win. And then another game last night, West Sydney Wanderers, Adelaide United. And this game was uncharacteristically quiet. I thought it was a slightly dull affair. West Sydney Wanderers will be very happy with the 3 points and the clean sheet. 1-0 home. Dylan Pereus scoring his first goal for the Wanderers. Josh Bolante was sent off in that second half. Correct decision in my eyes. It was a dangerous challenge from Bolante. Wanderers. That result took them top of the ladder bet. As it stands in the Big Blue, Melbourne Victory will go top. Of course, earlier today, Newcastle Jets 2, Melbourne Victory 2. And have a look at this, man. In fact, it was the 97th minute, Trent Bahagia scoring that equaliser. Jets were good. We're definitely the better team in the first half. Glory came out of the gates firing in the second half. Taggart, Kolakowski scoring. And it looked like they were going to hold on. And then as we missed it, obviously, we were doing the live stream for the Big Blue. But Trent Bahagia at the very death of that game, equalising for Newcastle, who probably really should have won the game in the end. But look, they'll take the point. They'll take the point. Certified Aussie Moran here with the Brisbane Roar logo. Says, why he reminded me of my team's loss again. Troy says, Hendricks is a solid player for West Sydney Wanderers. He's doing very well. Very, very well at Wanderers, isn't he? Jared Hendricks. He's been up there as one of the signings of the season. And he's a guy who, look, he's traditionally a midfielder. But there was a bit of concern here for Wanderers. They had Tom Beadling. He was off. He was subbed off early on in the match. And Hendricks had to shift back to centre back, and he was fantastic. Made some crucial interventions in that match and was a crucial part as to why Wanderers held on to that clean sheet in that match last night against Adelaide United. Hey, let's have a look at the live ladder, shall we? Let's do that. Melbourne Victory currently sit in this game 2-0, which brings them top of the ladder. It would be 4 wins and 4 draws. 18 goals for, 11 goals against. Sydney FC, this loss would see them sit on 10th place It's just 6 points so far this campaign, man. So, look, it hasn't been great for Sydney FC. 2 wins and 6 losses. They've only managed to score 8 goals this year, which is the second worst attack in the league. Interestingly enough as well, I just realized this also. West United, that win last night lifted them off the bottom of the table. They are up to 11th. Perth Glory. Oh, dude, Perth Glory, they were so close to that win that they would have stayed off bottom of the ladder. So that draw for Perth Glory means they drop to bottom. Glory, 1 win, 2 draws, 5 losses. It's quite a fascinating ladder when you look at it. Got 2 teams on 15 points, 2 teams on 14 points there. Tomorrow, Melbourne City take on Central Coast Mariners. Macarthur FC play Wellington Phoenix on Monday. Second half is underway. Here we go. Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC. Appreciate you guys joining me for this one. If you want to support the channel, hit the like button. You can also consider sending through a super chat to support me making the content. Of course, we're all about celebrating and supporting the A-Leagues. It's one of our primary goals of the channel. We'll keep an eye on it if there's been any alterations for the lineups for this second half. To my eyes, it does appear to be the same setup, but there are plenty of exciting names on the benches for both teams, who I'm sure will be integrated into this game. I mean, Sydney FC, if they're chasing it, you've got youngsters like Patrick Wood and Jed Kaczarski who could make an impact. Melbourne Victory have Lee Broxham back on the bench today, so we could see him make his return. Good options for Victory there as well. Jason Guerrier with defensive experience. Also young Fabian Monge, who can slot into midfield. Has a great pace and abilities as Fabian Monge. So, doesn't look like to be many changes in the second half of this big blue fixture, the second one of the season too. Jay says, am I crazy? Or does the A-League have the longest halftime breaks? I'm pretty sure it's 15 minutes. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 15 minutes. But sometimes it does feel like a long time, doesn't it? Hey. Yellow card here for Adama Traore. Just a couple minutes into the half. Collision with Joe Lolly, who looks to be in a bit of discomfort. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, okay. Just the dangling leg there from Traore. He's no stranger to the red card, Adama Traore. He's already picked one up this season too, hasn't he? Way to Macarthur. He received two yellows. They don't want to go a man down here, Melbourne Victory. They're going to be doing plenty of defending this half, you'd imagine. Troy here with a word on Jacob Farrell. Central Coast Mariners left back. Says Farrell has been so good this season for us. He just gets better. He's been superb, hasn't he? I've been really impressed with him this year. He's been very good. Very, very good. So, Sky Blues free kick. Max delivery is good. Got a flick on, but wasn't goal bound from Ryan Grant. Sky Blues have had their opportunities this game, man. Have had the corners, the free kicks. Have forced Paul Izzo into a couple decent saves. Just can't find the back of the net. So again, like I'll reiterate my point, man. Like they haven't been terrible, Sydney FC. Like that, they've shown good signs in this game, haven't they? They have. Sydney FC have a player down here. Slow to get to his feet. Gabriel Lacerda. Don't want to lose Another defender, Sydney FC, Jack Rodwell, missed a good chunk of the season already with an injury. Lacerda looks like he'll be okay. Just had his foot trodden on accidentally there by Bruno Fornaroli. Possession stats being shown on the broadcast. Interestingly enough, favouring Sydney FC. 61% to the Sky Blues. Troy asks, where did Sydney sign Lacerda from? I believe it was a club in Brazil. I can't recall the club off the top of my head. But Brazilian centre-back, I believe he was playing his football in Brazil previously. If someone has any more information on that, feel free to chime in. Gabby Lacerda has started every game in the A-League. And there's a slip at the back. Was it Lacerda? I think it was Rodwell who actually slipped. Pavlicic able to bail him out with the clearance. Fornaroli was sniffing around. Hasn't found his goal tonight. Bruno Fornaroli would love to add to his goal tally. He's made an early charge for the Golden Boot this season. 11 goals in 7 games before tonight. But I'll tell you what, Victory would be keen to add one more to this scoreline, make it 3. And I think, as we were saying in that first half, I think as soon as it hits 3, Sydney FC are out of this game. Mac driving through midfield. This is nice. A little bit slower in their attacking approach, aren't they, Sydney FC, compared to Victory? Victory keen to attack with a lot of pace, but Sky Blues patient. Who has the most goal contributions this season? Is it Fornaroli? I'd imagine it's Fornaroli. .52 minutes played now. Victory to Sydney 0. Here comes Joe Lolly in the box. Cross is decent, and that's a terrible, terrible miss. Robert Mack has just sent that potentially out of the stadium. Technique completely all wrong from the Slovakian international. Beautiful move too. Lolly might have been offside anyway. But Robert Mack has got his technique completely wrong. That shot went vertical, dude. Wow. I do like Robert Mack, man. I think on his day, he's a very, very dangerous player. Has scored plenty of goals for the Sky Blues over the last year or so. Of course, still involved in Slovakia's national team. That's right. Someone tell Robert Mack Melbourne Storm aren't playing tonight at Amy Park. That one has sailed through the sticks for 2. Victory. Now their turn to push. Cross towards Fornaroli. A bit too high. Chapman regathers. Arzani, good run. And breaks down. Daniel Arzani, of course, opened the scoring in the first half. Lovely finish. 4 minutes later, Zinedine Machash made it 2 with a beautiful little chip over the goalkeeper. Daniel Arzani, very keen to have a good season at Melbourne Victory. He was okay at Macarthur. Struggled with injuries, though. He's looking good this season at Melbourne Victory. If he can just add some more goals to his game, I'm sure Graham Arnold will show some interest in picking him for the Socceroos squads in 2024. Big year for the Socceroos next year. Of course, it opens up with the Asian Cup in January. Hopefully, the Socceroos can go into February where the knockarounds will be played. And of course, qualifying continues for the 2026 World Cup. Socceroos made a great start to qualifying. 2 wins in November. 2 clean sheets as well for the Socceroos. That's a great turn. Victory are in behind. Great defensive intervention from Gabriel Lacerda. Happened far too many times tonight for Sydney FC's liking. Victory have just really quickly and easily just gotten in behind. Even around the halfway line, man. You just see it open up and all of a sudden it's 3-on-2. Already 10 minutes into this half, and it's continuing in the same fashion that the first half did, where Sydney FC are having a lot of possession and pushing forward. There's Victory, who are looking dangerous on the counter-attack as well. Luke Bratton. Jake Brimmer having a good wrestle in midfield. Brimmer picked up a yellow card. Make sure to join us live on Monday to recap the A-League action, action from the round. Every Monday we do our round recap. It'll of course be Monday this week. The following week, I realized as well the other day, is Christmas Day. So we're going to push it back to Christmas Eve, a morning show. On Christmas Eve for our round recap next week. Shot stats on the broadcast are 2 already for Sydney FC, none for Victory. Could they find it here, though? Here's Machash. Oh, great play. Oh, it's 3. What a goal. And it's Fornaroli who hits his 8th goal of the season. What a season the Uruguayan is having. Zinedine Machash in the build-up. Unbelievable. The footwork. And Fornaroli's pointing to him. Wow, what a finish. What a goal. Victory are well and truly cooking. Terrible giveaway. I think it was Ryan Grant. Was it Zinedine Machash with the footwork and the pass? And Fornaroli with the finish. But look at this from Machash on the replay. Just a little deft pass. Fornaroli's not going to miss from there, man. Soon as Fornaroli has space in the box, you got no hope. That's 3. And I tell you what, that might be 3 points secured for Melbourne Victory, who are going top of the ladder tonight. Tony Popovic loves it as well. Bruno Fornaroli. Sorry, did I say goal number 8? I meant 12. I was thinking 8 games. 12 goals, dude. 12 goals. Fornaroli again, indeed. Oh, boy. Thomas chiming in here says, Jake Goodwin-Reich is not a midfielder. He needs to stay at centre-back. Casual Sydney FC supporter isn't happy either, of course. And looks like the Sky Blues are making the changes. Speaking of Jake Goodwin-Reich, he's off the pitch. And it's Jaden Kaczarski who is on, so that'll suggest that Caceres will shift back to midfield. It's an aggressive change for Sydney FC, but you got to say it's a necessary one too, hey? They need more quality moving forward. And Jaden Kaczarski, we talked about him pre-game as someone who could be brought on in this game if Sydney FC are needing to chase the match. And they've made the alteration. Jake Goodwood-Reich, Sydney FC maybe just getting a little bit out-muscled in midfield. And Goodwood-Reich, as Thomas mentioned there a moment ago, has been playing at centre-back this season so far. Goodwood-Reich is off. They've just shown him 2 on the broadcast. He doesn't look happy. Arms are folded on the bench. Excuse me. Jake Kaczarski. Keep an eye on him. Plenty of movement, plenty of pace. He'll be playing just behind Fabio Gomez, looking to get himself on the ball, unlock this defense. As we approach the hour mark, Sydney FC chasing this game. They need a miracle. They really do need a miracle at this point, Sydney FC. We've done a few Sydney FC watch-alongs this season, and it just hasn't been great for them this season. Fabio Gomez tries to get his head on it. Sails out of play. Again, it's not working out for Fabio Gomez. You just wonder how much time he will be gifted starting week in, week out for Sydney. Patrick Wood is on the bench, and I'm sure would love an opportunity to start for the Sky Blues. And look, the way it's going, I think it's inevitable that Patrick Wood does come into the lineup. He had a great, fantastic Australia Cup run, did Patrick Wood. He started just about every game in the Australia Cup this year. I'm sure we'll see him brought into the action soon enough. There's our updated lineup. Jake Kaczarski joining the attack for Sydney FC, which means Caceres moves back to midfield. Troy's dropping a prediction here. Says, oh, that's right. Of course, you had the 3-1 prediction before the game. Absolutely still possible, isn't it? It's a great question. Casual Sydney FC supporter, what has happened to us? Sydney FC fans, look, they've been frustrated with the last couple of years. Despite finishing in finals and making it through to the semis last year, man. One game away from the grand finals in FC last year, which was okay. But the last couple of years have been mediocre. The season before, they missed out on the top 6. And it's hard to put your finger on it, whether it's a poor recruitment or Steve Corrigan had been around for a long time. Maybe he should have left a bit earlier. We do know that Ufuk Talay is a good coach, but he's got a real job on his hands to turn this season around for Sydney FC. Can they get a goal back? "62 minutes of football played. Sky Blues. Surely there's no way back for them. There is plenty of time, to be fair. Still got half an hour or so of football to play with injury time to come. They did have chances as well, especially in that first half. There was crucial moments. That Fabio Gomez disallowed goal to us with the offside call. I mean, that easily could have gone the other way. It easily could have been awarded. And at that stage, it would have been 2-1. Game would have had a different feel. But that goal was disallowed. Was it the correct call? It was close, wasn't it? And Victory grabbed number 3 in the second half. And it's looking a bit hopeless now for Sydney FC, who set to pick up yet another loss. This would be their 6th loss of the season already. Just 2 wins in the campaign. Another set piece doesn't work out. And Victory, who are defending really, to be fair, Victory defending really, really well now, hey. They've been great. Brock, that's right. Bruno, Eagles game over now. When Bruno scores, Victory usually win. That's the way it's worked out this season, of course. Delivery here for Sydney. Again, another set piece. They've had the chances, dude. The set pieces, opportunities have been there for them. The corners, the free kicks. And again, look at Victory on the counter-attack. This is Bremer showing his pace. His cross is blocked. Fornaroli trying to regather it. Sky Blues can come the other way. Can they bounce back? Find an avenue forward. Troy with a comment here on Fabio Gomez, Sydney FC striker. So it's kind of surprising to see Fabio struggle so much. It's like he waits for service. Like when we had Cummings and he was so defensive for a striker. Maybe it's an unfair comparison, but Fabio should have goals. I mean, looking at, just his physicality, he's a tall guy, he's a strong guy, he's clearly a handful for defenders. Maybe it's his positioning, it's his finishing hasn't been great so far as well. Just the one goal this season. Here is Gomez in the box. Just flies away from his feet. Sydney FC still in possession. This is a real test of the Sky Blues character. This is Rodwell trying to dribble it through. Now Gomez trying to turn it around the defender. There you go. We were just talking about him. Damien De Silva out-muscling it. Fabio Gomez pretty easily there. Ufuk Talay. the camera's got the close zoom in on him. What is, dude? The ultra close zoom in on Sydney FC coach Ufuk Talay there from the camera. Love it. So the aim of the game will be defense here for Melbourne Victory. There's going to be another booking here. It's Ben Falami. He's been lively tonight as well, Falami. That Victory front four have been very good moving forward on the counter-attack. Machash, Fornaroli, Falami and Azani on the wings. 66 minutes played. Victory 3, Sydney 0. Sky Blues looking to find an avenue down the right. Can they get this goal, dude? Can they break through? Victory sitting back. That's a good pass. Here's King. Cutback is blocked. Dude. Victory defending for their lives. Connor Chapman with a good cutout. Where's it going wrong for Sydney FC? 2 more changes being prepared. And we spoke about him a moment ago, but Patrick Wood's being readied on the bench, as is Jordan Courtney Perkins. So you've got an attacking player and a defensive player there. It'll be interesting to see who comes off. You imagine Fabio Gomez will make way, you'd expect. Just hasn't been his night once again, unfortunately. And again, you just wonder if the Brazilian striker is running out of time in the starting lineup. Does Patrick Wood need to be the go-to option in the starting lineup now for the Sky Blues? Ufuk Talay has been favouring the Brazilian striker so far. I don't know, man. Hasn't been working out for him, eh? Look, maybe he could come off the bench as an impact player. It worked for him in the Australia Cup final. He scored 2 goals off the bench that day. Cross. Here it comes from Sydney FC. Kaczarski looking to... Oh, that almost went in. Paul Izzo, taking no chances, tips it over the bar. Jady Kaczarski had a nothing. It was a cross-turn shot that almost ended up in the back of the goal. Alex, testing the knowledge once again. Great to see you here as well, Alex, in the live chat. We love the questions. Can you name all the A-League Grand Final winners in chronological order? Great question. Great chance, Sydney FC. We'll come back to your question there, Alex, because Sydney FC are pushing, and Paul Izzo once again called into action. It's a good question, Alex. Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory. Oh, gosh. Melbourne Victory won two in a row, didn't they? 2008 was Newcastle Jets. I was at that one. Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory, Brisbane Roar in 2011, Brisbane Roar in 2012, 2013 was Mariners. Very famous day for the Mariners. Who else, dude? 2014 was Brisbane, 2015 was Victory, 2016 was Adelaide, 2017 was Sydney, 2018 was Victory in Newcastle. 2019, 2019. Brain. Who won in 2019? Was it Sydney again? 2020. 2019 was Sydney. That was away to Perth. 2020 was Sydney FC. 2021 was Melbourne City. 2022 was Western United. 2023 Central Coast Mariners. Let's go. Did I get it right, Alex? A couple of changes made there for Sydney FC as well. Jack Rodwell returning from injury. He is off. So Courtney Perkins is in to defence. Jordan Courtney Perkins, versatile option. Can play at left back or in the centre of defence. Jack Rodwell was solid tonight for Sydney. Gomez is off as well. His time is up tonight. So Patrick Wood is in. So you've got Patrick Wood and JD Kaczarski, who will be leading the lines from now on for Sydney. Brock says, would be interesting to see Fabio and Adelaide's team last season with Goodwin, etc. How many goals he would have scored. Yeah, dude. I mean, if he's getting the service, you'd think he'd be scoring goals for fun. And that's what I thought would have happened at Sydney this year. You know, with Joe Lolly and Robert Mack, these are guys who can create. They're good players. So I thought there would have been goals in this Sydney FC lineup, but just hasn't worked out, eh? Has not worked out for Fabio Gomez so far. That's right. Mariners, 2 times champion. We love it. Another yellow card. By the way, Chris Economides has also entered the field. He's on for Melbourne Victory. Chris Economides has had to make most of his appearances off the bench so far this season. Ryan Grant picking up a booking. There's been a few bookings brandished in this game so far, haven't there? Sydney FC looking to push forward once again, but again, it breaks down. It seems to be like an ongoing trend now that the Sky Blues will get forward. They'll show good promise, good pace. But are they just lacking ideas, man? They're just lacking creativity. They need something different. It's just nothing's working out for them. Nothing working out for Sydney FC tonight. We're currently down 3-0 with 18 minutes to play. Sky Blues will have another corner. Alex asks, when will Wellington Phoenix win anything? Well, I'll tell you what, could happen this year. They have been very good so far this season. Wellington Phoenix. Yeah, man. One of the only clubs with no silverware. I'm sure it will come soon enough for Wellington. They have got some good young players coming through, so maybe it is in their future. Are you into basketball at all? Not massively. Do casually watch the NBL and the NBA here and there, but certainly football is number one. That's for sure. The round ball game, that is. Good cross. Sydney FC. Gabriel de Serta almost getting on the end of it. Sky Blues are simply just running out of time now, if there was any hope for them. Let's have a look at the updated lineup here. Economides onto that left wing for Melbourne Victory. Patrick Wood up top for Sydney FC. Courtney Perkins slots into defence as well. What have they got? Sydney FC, is there a goal here to come? 75 minutes of pushing for a goal. You just get the feeling that this just isn't Sydney's night at all. It's just not working out for the Melbourne Victory to hit on the counter now. Economides loses it, but wins the throw. Melbourne Victory, they haven't had too many attacks this half, had they? The goal for Fornaroli. A couple more moments here and there, but there really hasn't been anything. They've shown the cross stats on the broadcast. 10 crosses for Victory, 22 crosses for Sydney FC. They have shown the endeavour to get forward and create the opportunities, but as we tick past 75 minutes, it's been lackluster in the box. They haven't had the quality to finish off what chances they have created so far. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this one, man. We're doing our Saturday night A-League watch-alongs. If you want to support the stream, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And you can also consider sending through a super chat. Joe Lodley goes backwards with his pass. Courtney Perkins lining up. Shot from like 30 meters out. That drives wide. And on the broadcast, they have just shown the shots at goal stat. Incredibly. Just one shot for Melbourne Victory. Then that was the goal. Sydney FC have had 8 shots so far this half and have not found the back of the net. Can they do so here? Patrick Wood, edge of the box, forced backwards. Courtney Perkins trying to get involved in the attack. They're committing numbers forward, Sydney, which leaves them vulnerable at the back. Lolly's inside. Again, it breaks down for Sydney FC. This is ridiculous now. Just keeps on breaking down. Sky Blues. This is worrying signs for this club, man. By the way, it looks like Jason Guerrier has entered the pitch as well. Very experienced defender, right back. Great player to bring on. Just to shore things up at the back as Sydney continue to push. G'day, New Jets football. Says, hey, man, very disappointing about the Jets. Needed to win today. Look, Newcastle, yeah, dramatic game, hey. Look, they'll be thankful for that late equaliser. Bahajia getting them out of trouble. But Glory so close to winning that game. Yeah, they really should have won it against a struggling Glory side who sit bottom of the table. Love the support from a casual Sydney FC supporter. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you being here. If we could just avoid spamming the chat, that would be great. But love to see the support. Yet another corner. Dude, this is corner number 10 for Sydney. 10. Just 4 corners for Victory across the 78 minutes. And again, it doesn't work out for Sydney. There's our live lineup on the screen. Melbourne Victory well and truly sort of sitting back in this 4-4-2 block, if you like. They're striding forward, the Sky Blues once again. King's delivery. Oh, and that's a terrible miss once again, dude. Kaczarski this time. Missing from close range. No worries, casual Sydney FC supporter. Appreciate you being here as always, man. Great to see you in the live watch longs. Jaden Kaczarski scored 2 goals away to Adelaide a few weeks ago. Would love to add to his goal tally here against Sydney. Melbourne Victory preparing a couple more changes. Looks like young Fabian Monge is set to enter the fray. Sky Blues with a bit of space in midfield. The through ball almost worked out, but Patrick Wood slipped over. General is keen to frustrate Sydney FC. And look, Melbourne Victory are doing a good job of that, eh? Defending in a tight block. And we now have 10 minutes to go. We have just ticked past the 80th minute. Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory 3. Definitely not Sydney FC. The goals are not coming for Sydney FC. Could they finally break through here again? That sums it up. That moment right there sums it up because there was a good move there. There was three players driving forward for Sydney. Kaczarski's pass just did not find his teammate on the right, Patrick Wood. And there's almost like a lack of communication almost, as what it appears to be, at least for Sydney FC. There's just a lack of cohesion, almost as if they're not on the same page. And Kaczarski's gone for that wide pass, and Patrick Wood's running a different direction, man. Compare that to Melbourne Victory, who, when they've gotten forward, they've attacked as a team. The passes have been perfect. The runs have been great. And Thomas echoes that same sentiment as well. Totally agree with your comment there, Thomas. Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Says, honestly, it looks like Sydney's forwards have never played with each other. It's that incoherent. It's definitely an area of the pitch that Sky Blues have to work on. It really is. Melbourne Victory preparing a couple more changes here. Eli Adams, two young players coming on here. Eli Adams, former Brisbane Raw midfielder, he's coming on to replace Daniel Arzani, who scored the first goal of tonight. Good shift from Daniel Arzani. So Adams will come on. Also coming on is Fabian Monge, midfielder. Good chance to give the young players some game time. Fabian Monge coming on to replace Jake Brimmer, who again was good tonight in midfield, worked hard, and you got to say Melbourne Victory really controlled things pretty well in midfield today. Won the ball, moved it forward. It's been pretty comfortable in the end for Victory. Midfield has had to have done a lot of defending tonight. There you go, Daniel Hassani. They've shown him on the broadcast. I think he said first place. He was receiving applause from the Victory faithful. Held up a number one and said first place. He knows it. The Victory fans know it. They're going top. And here's Chris Economides. Is this number 4 on the way? Economides. Great chance. Turning defenders. Crossing to no one in particular. Ryan Teague looking to regather. Well done, Teague. Traore. Monge. And Victory back in possession. Here's your live lineup on your screen. Fabian Monge and Eli Adams into that midfield for Victory. Sorry, Troy missed a comment a moment ago. Prediction for tomorrow's game against City. I still think we can get a result, but it's going to be hard. Yes, Mariners will have to be at their best, I reckon, to get a result against Melbourne City. Grand final rematch tomorrow, 5 p.m. Arzani receiving the applause. And there you go. And General, I just saw your comment as well. And there it is on the broadcast. Former Melbourne Victory striker Nick D'Agostino's in the stands. There you go. Nick D'Agostino had a pretty successful stint at Melbourne Victory last year. That's right, yeah. Dude in front of D'Agostino thinks the crowd are cheering for him. he really enjoyed his time in the spotlight there, didn't he? Not long to go. 3 points. We're all but confirmed tonight for Melbourne Victory, who will go top of the ladder. Ahead of Wanderers, ahead of Macarthur. They've been fantastic tonight. Victory in attack, just unstoppable. Sydney FC have had possession, have had the shots, have had the corners, the set pieces. But as many of you guys have mentioned tonight, just the lack of cohesion, the lack of quality up top, man. No one there to finish the chances. 85 minutes played, Sydney trailing by 3-0. Free kick for the Sky Blues yet again, quickly taken. Melbourne Victory will be eager to hold on to this clean sheet as well, eh? I love it. I love the optimism, though. I love it. Sydney FC can still come back. I'll tell you what, if they come up from here, it would be the most dramatic comeback in A-League history. I'll tell you that. Football is a crazy game. And the A-League is a crazy competition. Sydney FC trying to push here for what would probably be a consolation goal at this stage. Victory midfield trying to scramble it clear. Melbourne Victory with a big week next week as well. This is important that they get a win in this game, because guess what game is coming up next week? And we're going to be doing a live watch along for it as well. Of course, we're going to be doing a live watch along for it. This time next week, it's a Melbourne derby. Melbourne Victory, Melbourne City, Saturday night. Love it. Sky Blues are back at home next week. They host a struggling Western United side. And surely the Sky Blues will view that game as a winnable game. G'day, Sam. Good to see you in the chat, man. Says, how's it going, Lockie? It was an intense Jets game that gave me a heart attack. As after the first half, I don't know how the Jets almost lost it at the end. Yes, dramatic game, Sam. Dramatic game. And missed that last goal. Obviously, we were in the middle of the live stream when that last goal was scored. But Bahagia scoring late, rescuing a point. But yeah, Jets were definitely the better side in that first half, hey? So they'll be frustrated they didn't end up winning the game. Here comes Economides with a lung-busting run. He gets pulled back. Did the ball go out of play? Economides can't believe it. Did look maybe just out of play. Excuse me. One more change for the Sky Blues. Young Zach de Jesus is on it right back to replace Ryan Grant. Jesus has already picked up a few A-League minutes already this season. Here is De Jesus looking to get a ball inside. Goes backwards. Cross comes in. Oh, lovely. Oh, it's off the post. Patrick Wood, so close. That was probably Sydney's best chance of the game, dude. So close. The Sky Blues once again. Heavy collision. And there's a yellow card for Fornaroli, who can't believe it. Bruno Fornaroli grabbing another goal tonight, of course. He is unstoppable at the moment. 12th goal of the season already. We're only 8 games in. And he's already got 12. At this rate, he's well and truly picking up the golden boot. And here we go. This is a big one for Melbourne Victory. And they've left it late. But Lee Broxham will be entering the field for the first time this season. Melbourne Victory legend Lee Broxham He'll be coming on to replace Ryan Teague, who has once again put in a great shift. Ryan Teague, formerly of Sydney FC, of course. Came through the ranks at the Sky Blues. Didn't make too much of a splash in the first team, but after some time away, came back to the A-League at Melbourne Victory, and Ryan Teague has been superb at Melbourne Victory so far this season. One of those sort of quiet achievers, if you like, doing a fantastic job in midfield. Four minutes of injury time, by the way. Final stages of this one. Tell you what, Victory would love a fourth here just to really rub it in the face of their rivals. There's our final live lineups. Broxham into midfield. De Jesus came on late as well to replace Grant at right back. Melbourne Victory. What a win this is, man. And I tell you what, regardless of what happens tomorrow in Melbourne City's game against Mariners, you'd expect Victory to be favourites, surely, heading into that Melbourne derby next week. Top of the table, playing great football and attacking with such confidence as well. They look so strong in front of goal. That's right, Troy is spot on. Broxham is like a mortal. He just never stops. Great advocate for the young players. I mean, what a legend, right? He's been playing for Melbourne Victory for a long, long time. Maybe not a crucial part of the first team as maybe he used to be, but he's on here to help that midfield area. Now, Sydney FC have a couple minutes left just to find a consolation. Melbourne Victory very eager to hold on to this clean sheet. De Jesus. His passes offline again. It sums up the evening, as we keep saying. These wayward passes. Sky Blues, you can tell, man, they look dejected. Slowing right down now. This result's going to hurt for them, man. 2 consecutive losses. 2-0 loss last week against Macarthur. 3-0 loss here against Melbourne Victory. That's 2 consecutive games without scoring a goal either, hey. Thomas asks, what do we all think of Ufuk Talay? Look, I still think he's a great coach. He is. He is a great coach. It's going to take time for him to really implement his tactics and system here at the Sky Blues and get this team playing the way he wants them to play. There's no doubt they have a decent squad. There are good players in this Sydney team. But it's clearly going to take Talay some time, you'd imagine. Final minute. Mac just trying to force his way through. So is Lolly. So is Caceres. Just nothing on. Wood. Nice play. Wood. That's it for Victory, man. So strong tonight defensively. And it's Broxham. Lee Broxham with a sliding challenge in the box. Love to see it. Corner. And this could set to be the last play of the game. Straight out for another corner by Broxham. Throw in. There's the full-time whistle. What a performance by Melbourne Victory. Clinical in attack. Solid in defense. Sydney FC, lackluster. They had the chances. They had the opportunities. They had these set pieces. They had the possession as well, Sydney FC. But it just didn't come together for them. 3-0. Victory, Daniel Arzani, Zinedine Machash, and Bruno Fornaroli with the goals for the home team. Melbourne Victory, they go top. They go top of the ladder following that result. Troy says, to be fair, the game was over. Away you go. For Sydney, this may not have been the game for them for results. It's always going to be tough, isn't it? It's always going to be tough to get a result against a team like Melbourne Victory, who are playing the way they are playing. So hard to beat at the moment. And another worthy thing to note as well is that Melbourne Victory still remain undefeated in the season, don't they? Another game undefeated. Let's check out that ladder, actually, how it stands now. There is that live ladder. Melbourne Victory sitting top after this 3-0 win. Sydney FC, look at that, 10th place, man. Where is it going wrong at the moment for the Sky Blues, who are really struggling at the moment? They need to turn this around quickly because 2 wins, 6 losses isn't great. It's not a great look, and you can see they're alongside Western United as well, who have been struggling this year. Perth Glory currently bottom of the ladder. But Melbourne Victory, 4 wins, 4 draws, still undefeated. Macarthur SC also undefeated. They play Monday against Wellington Phoenix. No worries. Troy, appreciate you guys tuning in as always. 2 more games to come for the round. Melbourne City, who currently sit in 7th place, take on Mariners in 9th place. It's a grand final rematch tomorrow afternoon. Monday sees Macarthur FC host Wellington Phoenix. And then join us Monday night for the round recap. It's the round 8 recap. We're going to be talking about all of the games from the weekend. Join us on Monday. Guys, appreciate you tuning in as always. And I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you on Monday. Cheers.